Hello everybody, so today we are in Italy, close to Milano, and we got an MX5 from Mazda Italia, and so we are going to pick it up and test it. On the way back home we will drive on curvy roads, the perfect roads for such a car. So we are now at Mazda and let's see what they have for us.
Certo, soluzione facciamo così. Io se lo so poi magari con il custode faccio dire.
Ok, grazie.
A voi.
Well, I'm really proud that Lotus was again an inspiration, and so we can see that they are bonded together, these two families. So the most asked question was the comparison between the Miata and the Elise. We can say that they have something in common, but I wouldn't say it is the same. First, the engine position is different, and I could feel that. And so also, of course, the handling is different. I had a lot of fun with the Miata, but we also have to say this is a fourth generation Miata, an ND, while the Elise I drive usually it's the first series. Also, this is something I think we cannot compare. I would like to test an NA when I have the chance to see the difference between both of them. So what they both have in common, they are both sports cars, lightweight, and they are open top, easy to drive and fun to drive. And one thing I liked of the Miata is how you can open and close the rooftop. That goes really quickly, not as in the Elise. Now I will show you one of the biggest joys in comparison with the Elise. And I think the suspension are quite good for this car. They are Bilstein and sports, and that means they are comfortable on the street, but also sporty suspension. I also liked a lot the Recaro seats, which were really comfortable, but also nice to see, and also really sporty looking, as you can see. And I think the Miata, what I liked the most, that is similar to the Elise, it's quite minimalistic, I mean pure. It doesn't have too much inside. Yeah, it's drive focused. So usually I have the problem that I take a rental and then I need 1 week to understand all the buttons that are in the car, while in the Miata everything was really clear from the first moment, and only the important things are on the dashboard. And at the same time it has all comfortable. You have the Apple CarPlay and music and everything you need, and that's quite nice. This model is the 2-liter, the newest one, and it was really fun to drive. It has a lot of horsepower, and I think it's the best on the market right now. So I would choose the MX5. First, because of the history and heritage, which is also linked to Lotus, as we know, because of the Elan. And Second thing, maybe because I'm used to the Elise, I couldn't get so comfortable driving with the turbo of the Fiat. While with an MX5 I felt straight away at home, and I had a lot of fun with this car. So for me, in this case, I would take the MX5. I think the sound is nice. Of course, modern cars are quite quiet because of the OPF. So my first impressions were really good. I felt comfortable driving the MX5. It's actually my type of car. So sporty, lightweight, small, and shiny. So yeah, it was fine to drive it from the dealership over here to Bolzano, and the most fun part was on the mountain passes. And today is a bit rainy, so we are not going out, but next weekend I'm looking forward to drive again a lot. I think they are still in Hiroshima. The size is more or less the same. It's a 20 centimeter difference, but the hood feels double the length of the Elise, and we took photos from the top with the drone, and we saw actually that it's quite a big difference in the front hood. I think the build quality looks really nice, especially the interiors are really well done, the stitching and the seats are really good. Also the dashboard looks quite elegant and sporty. The car, I think you can tell it yourself, looks really good, and also I like this color a lot. So the thing I didn't like at the beginning, but then I could turn it off, was the lane assistant, because every time I was on the mountain and I would go a bit further on the street, he would start beeping all the time to tell me I was in the wrong lane. I think this is a really personal question. I mean, for me it could be fantastic, and for somebody else could be not as good. I heard also from you a lot of comments. Everybody seems to like it, and I'm really happy about it. Some other prefer the Fiat 124 or the Abarth version, and I personally like it because I think nowadays there are not so many sports cars in this Liga, and I think it's a good car to have as a daily and a good sports car. It doesn't feel slow, it feels heavier of course, but it's also because of the engine in the front. I felt it when I was driving up the mountain more, but of course going down and on the straights I was much faster than with my Elise. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm still enjoying it, and I hope I have the chance to do more Mazda meeting in the future. Yeah, actually the community asked me for test driving other cars that are similar to the Elise, and I started testing the Alpine the Porsche Boxster and the Fiat 124, the Caterham 7, and there are many others that I would like to test drive. Yes, it's a bit heavier, but as I said, we are speaking about a modern car with all possible comforts, which my Elise doesn't have. My Elise is more a go-kart in disguise. It's lighter, but it has also less horsepower, and this is a fourth generation Miata that we should compare probably with a modern Elise. The steering wheel feels good. It feels really straightforward and responsive. I like the Elan, and therefore I also like the NA Miata. And for me, of course, it's actually an honor that it's inspired by the Elan, which is always Lotus. And yeah, that was a design from 1962 and still looking good nowadays with the modern ones. I don't know. For me, it's fine. I think it's not either or. There are some people that told me they have both and they think this is the best, let's say, of both worlds. I think this is better for some situation that the Elise, it's more pure and more extreme, which I like a lot. The Miata is also more comfortable, and I also like that aspect. I mean, I was driving and you can just close the roof, then open it, you can listen to music. Of course, when you are driving quite fast, you cannot listen to the music. I tried, but it has some aspects that make it also to a good daily, which I think it's not the concept of the Elise. The Elise, it's more racetrack and pure fun car. I know you can also use it as a daily if you want, but I think are two different kind of cars, still with a lot of points in common, as I said before. Gut. Kann ich was auf Deutsch sagen? I think it's more or less the same.
Is it comfortable for long road trips, or is it only for short cruises?
Exactly, that was what I was saying. I think this is the perfect car also for longer road trips. The only problem is the boot space, and I think also for the co-driver, the space it's not so much. I'm used to the open rooftop, therefore I don't mind the soft top. I had to try the RF. Probably the RF is better for if you do longer trips and on the motorway, because it was quite loud. This car, more than I expected. I was on the motorway and yeah, it wasn't so silent, but I mean, it's part of it, and for me it's okay like that. I like your car, whatever this is, a Fiat Panda. Real sports car, yes. The Miata was used also in many competitions at the time, and there are still a lot of people that use it on the racetrack, and so why not? I mean, the suspension are good. You can also change them and have stiffer ones, because these ones are also meant to use them on the normal roads. And yeah, I think it's a good sports car. So today was the last drive with the Miata, and to make a little summary, today was the perfect example for how the car flexible is. We went on the motorway and there was a lot of traffic jam, then we went on the mountains and then back on the motorway. It was really comfortable and I wasn't stressed or tired after all the traffic jam. I think the Miata is a comfortable car, but then we went on the mountains and I had a lot of fun driving it on the curvy roads. The pros are that it's this mix of both worlds, and I really like the rooftop because you can close it and open it also while you are driving not so fast, and that makes it great comfort. On the other side, of course, the cons is that it's not so extreme or pure like, for example, the Elise, and of course it's not as comfortable as other cars because, for example, the roof is quite loud. I mean, when I was driving on the motorway, it was louder than expected. I couldn't listen to my voice or to the music, and I think for that reason they did the version with the hard top, because I think that one is better for the sound, in the interior sound. So I am really happy that Mazda Italia gave me this car to test it. I had a lot of fun, and now we are back, and I'm going back to Bolzano to baby Eli because I think she's a bit angry since she was 2 weeks in the garage alone. And thank you everybody. I hope you liked my experience with the Miata. I hoped I could answer all your questions, but you can always text me if you have some more, and see you soon.